This is just a update for my channel, Blue Spectacles. I just want to give a little update about all my series and playlists and what my plans are and what I'm doing. Many of you subscribers, you may have seen in your feeds who are subscribed to me lots of beer reviews from somebody who's a philosophy YouTube channel. I've been on this channel has been on YouTube. I've been doing YouTube videos for 3 years, and I'm gonna keep doing them. That's definitely, of course, I love it. It's just totally awesome. But I had the idea of doing beer reviews. This is Samuel Smith's Nut Brown Ale, by the way. It's fantastic. I got the idea of doing beer reviews while I was in California on a trip, and when I was in Rifle, Colorado, I bought a bunch of beer, and I've been buying a lot of beer, and I've been doing a lot of reviews. And I'm gonna get a playlist where I'm gonna put all them in, just like I separate all the rest of my videos, into separate genres of philosophy into playlists. All these beer reviews are gonna go into one playlist. So if any of you don't like that, I mean, as one person commented on one of my beer reviews, did philosophy drive you to drinking? I was like, no, I'm just doing these, and I was gonna put all these on a different channel, but it's just kind of a pain in the ass just to sign it out of one channel, sign into another, just to upload a video, then sign into another to upload another one. So I just decided to put them all on the same channel and then make a new playlist for them. So hopefully that it doesn't bother you all too much. I mean, that wasn't my intention. So if it does, I'm sorry. Secondly, now I'm going to move on to my philosophy plans. I got a lot in store. Previously, the reason I haven't been posting like as much as I have before is because I was, playing a lot of Skyrim. I'm done with it because I have like 1,500 hours in that game. I've done literally everything. So basically what I was doing, I was just like, well, I've had a long day, I'm tired, I'm just going to play some Skyrim. I'm done with it now. I've done everything. There's no reason for me to play it anymore. So I work about 30 hours a week, and then I have to, keep up around the house. I have to do a lot of that. And then the rest of it is going to be devoted to the philosophy that I do here with some beer reviews here and there. I know I've been having a lot of beer reviews, but it's gonna kind of go down a little bit. It's not gonna be as much. I've been buying a lot of beer lately. That's why there's been so much. So yeah, I just want to kind of give an update about my plans for each playlist and series. First, the philosophy of mathematics playlist. I went from Plato all the way to formalism and Hilbert, skipped Mill, and I was going to go all the way from formalism and then go to intuitionism and then go to contemporary philosophy of mathematics. But I figured, well, I want to put it on hold so that I can go and do epistemology, metaphysics, and philosophy of language. Philosophy of language, epistemology, and metaphysics are they need to be understood before philosophy of mathematics can be understood. Now, I haven't really done any of those things in a very long time. I haven't studied epistemology or philosophy of language or metaphysics in a very long time. So here's what I'm going to do. First of all, I'm going to start again doing frequent epistemology series. It's going to start with G.E. Moore, then to Bertrand Russell, both on sense data, and then go to the Vienna Circle, the scientific conception of the world, and then go to Rudolf Carnap, Otto Neurath, Moritz Schlick, and then to A.J. Ayer, and then Rudolf Carnap again, and then to Quine, and then it will then go to this anthology. This is the Blackwell Epistemology series. This is arranged by topic in epistemology. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to go chronologically from Moore all the way to about Quine, and then I'll go to Sellers. I have among that stack of books, Wilfrid Sellers, his book where he talks a lot about stuff I want to talk about. And then I'll go into this. This is mostly contemporary epistemology with some other stuff in there too. So then once I do that chronological thing, then I'll go to this. And then it'll be topically related. Secondly, metaphysics. The metaphysics, that series, I have a metaphysics playlist, but I've never really done an actual progressive series. I have 4 books I'm gonna do this with. First is gonna start with A Sketch for a Systematic Metaphysics by David Armstrong. It basically goes over lots of metaphysical entities like properties and relations and all that stuff. And it's his, conception of them. This is I'm gonna do this because it introduces someone with each little aspect. Secondly, it's gonna be this book, Real Essentialism, by Oderberg. I haven't read this in a while, so I'm going to read this and then talk about it. Essentialism is pretty important, I think. Third, it's going to be this Truth and Truth Making. This is a anthology full of articles about the Truth Maker principle and the Truth Makers. This is another very important thing in metaphysics. And then I have another Blackwell anthology on metaphysics somewhere. I don't know where the hell I put it, but it's around here somewhere. Yeah, it's just like that epistemology one, but it's metaphysics. And it's topically arranged. So I'm gonna do these 3. Not this, but these 3, and then I'll move on to the Blackwell Metaphysics Epistemology. I mean Blackwell Metaphysics Anthology, just like this, but it's metaphysics. I bought that too, along with this. I have that somewhere among that stack of books. Third, Philosophy of Language. It's going to be primarily of this big, huge, thick book. This is readings in the philosophy of language, so this is going to be a thick book. It'll probably start with like Frege and Wittgenstein. I haven't done that. I haven't done that in a while either, so that's going to be interesting. So I'm going to put the philosophy of mathematics on hold, and then I'll do those 3. Next, the ethics and the philosophy of religion series are going to stay how they are. They're going to keep going how they are in the Poimen anthologies, as well as the Oxford anthology and a couple other ones. Those 2 are just going to keep going how they are, article by article. Next, I'm going to make the philosophy of mathematics playlist the playlist of philosophy of mathematics and logic, because I'm going to be doing a series of logic. And this is not going to be modal logic, or it's not. I'm not skilled enough to really talk about that. But it's gonna. I'm only doing this because I had somebody ask me to. It's gonna start with basic principles in critical reasoning, like conclusion words and premise words and all that stuff, like a little bit, and then I'll go on to fallacies, just the basic ones to be able to point those out, and then it'll go to SL, sentential logic. That's with the horseshoes and the negation signs and all that stuff. It's going to be translating English to SL and SL back to English. And then I'll Maybe I'll do truth tables in SL because I think is also very important. And then I'll move on to predicate logic, and that's the universals, quantifiers, and the existential quantifiers, and that'll be translating PL back to English and English back to PL. So that's pretty much what I'm going to do. I'm going to exclude the derivations in SL and PL. The derivations in SD and derivations in PDE and all that. I'm going to skip that because I think it's important to know how to take an argument and put it into both of those languages, those logical languages. So that's going to be another thing. Let's see what else. I'm going to be continuing on phenomenology and existentialism with using this book and this book, as well as I'm going to be doing some more on Merleau-Ponty and Albert Camus, all this stuff. I'll be discussing some phenomenology by Jean-Francois Lyotard. Okay, that's just a normal thing, like the ethics and philosophy of religion. Okay, next. Okay, I'm going to be starting a political philosophy playlist and series. I haven't put a whole lot of thought into how I'm going to go upon starting it, but I know it's going to be on the following books. I have History of Political Philosophy by Leo Strauss. That's on this iPad, this thing here. I have it on this, so I can't really show it to you. Next, it's going to be Great Political Theories. This is a double volume anthology of lots of different political philosophies. Next, this anthology here, the essential texts. Where did that come from? These are all from Amazon. That's why they got various papers in them. So yeah, it's going to be all on this, and then it's also going to include social philosophy, which is going to include parts of this book also. Dr. Jason J. Campbell used this for his Occupy Wall Street series, but this has a lot of interesting things in it about social philosophy also. And I have a couple books about Karl Marx by Cornel West and Terry Eagleton, and that bunch of books over there. So I haven't put a whole lot of thought into how I'm going to start that series, but it's going to happen. And lastly, okay. So I have a lot of books here that I'm trying to show you. Oh, damn. I don't know if I'm gonna really do this soon, but I know I'm gonna do it. I really want to get into aesthetics. It's gonna be with this book, Philosophy of Art and Beauty. I've already done some Plato in this. This has a lot of stuff from Plato to Heidegger. Next is this book. This is Explanation of Aesthetics by Monroe Beardsley. So that's going to be another thing. It's not an anthology, but it's called Problems in the Philosophy of Criticism. So that's important. That is my agenda. If anybody has anything that they want or any concerns, please tell me. I'm really interested in what you think. Thank you all for subscribing and watching. I really appreciate it. I do this because I like it and enjoy it, but having you as a subscriber is just a bonus, and I really like that. So thank you all.